Certainly we are a very international market in the UK. Brexit, in a sense, Brexit added to a level of uncertainty, political uncertainty, the delay over achieving a deal, an outcome, and really only that's happened in the last 12 months. And then the government's reluctance to, or it's been withholding some of its powers, so it hasn't used the kind of new powers that it gained post Brexit. So in a sense, the stock market has been suffering in part because of that. But clearly, with the international component of the market,
yeah,
we're being unfairly targeted, in my view.
I think that's a very fair, because I mean, look, you've got all these massive international companies, and we all know who they are in the FTSE 100. The fact is that they are internationally based, they trade in dollars most of the time, it shouldn't really affect them domestically.
No.
What about the small and mid caps? That's where people tell me, actually, I need to look if I am seeing the ramifications of Brexit.
Certainly, well, clearly the valuation discrepancy that now exists between large, small and mid, particularly the small cap end of things, where you've got more domestic bias, that you could attribute to Brexit. I mean, I think personally, I think the fundamental issue around UK equities is the allocation issues for pension funds and increasingly for private individuals.
All right, what is the allocation issue?
What we know about is, and this predates Brexit, what we know about is that pension funds have been allocating from equities into bonds because of the de-risking. It goes back to early part of this century, so over 20 years ago. And that process has meant, even within the equity allocation, their allocation towards UK has been diminishing and shrinking. So, just as an example, when I started managing money 30 years ago, pension funds would have probably 50 or 60% of their allocation in UK equities. It's now down into single figures. So you've had a huge headwind, and that's now replicated itself with wealth managers who, for private clients, have done the same thing. So they've got bigger allocations in overseas equity markets than in the UK. And that's the core of the problem here, is that you don't have sufficient demand for UK equities. And I think the government's on it. I think there are a number of work streams. There's a capital markets task force that the government's kicked off with, and there are a number of reports being written because businesses like Arm, which have decided to list outside the UK, has obviously raised issues with the government, thinking we've got a problem here.